Hello Aquarius, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well today. So this is a reading for you. It's a timeless reading. We're going to get you some information and some insights. How to make your life whole and beautiful. So this is for Aquarius sun signs, obviously, but it can also be for Aquarius rising or ascendant signs and even Aquarius moons. All right, let's get right into your reading. I have the Starseed Oracle deck here. I've already chosen two, so we'll start with this. Star family, you're part of a team of souls, call in support. And longing for home, homesick for the stars. Okay, so first message from Spirit, what I'm getting here for you, Aquarius, is that there's obviously a longing for home, but there's also a longing for who you were or who you want to be or who you feel as though you were before you compromised yourself in this lifetime. I feel as though, Aquarius, there is, and this is a general reading, but this is what I'm getting, is that you have brilliant minds, absolutely brilliant minds. In fact, there's no other sign that's better and more brilliant than you are. But I feel as though sometimes that goes against you because you sort of trap yourself in your mind and there's a lack of expansion or organic thinking that sort of goes out into the world, into the external. Your word is expansive. You're brilliant and you're very strong. You tend to want to do things on your own, though. You tend to shut down and isolate so you can contain what it is or who it is that you are, so you can heal on your own terms. But I feel as though this may have worked for you in the past, but I don't feel as though it's working for you, for all of you now. It's very lonely and it's very isolating. Let's get some more information for you. We have the Manifestor deck here. So if you were attracted to this channel, Aquarius, then let's get you some information. Let's be clear here. You are brilliant, and in many ways, you're an excellent manifester and attracting of abundance. But I feel as though there is a need for you to, I feel as though you put yourself into these very intense situations in your mind in order to prove to yourself that you're strong. There's an intensity there to you that you often dumb down too, because you feel as though you're too intense for the world, and you definitely have something in common with Scorpios there. I can certainly relate to that. But I do feel as though that when you do that, that energy actually turns around and sort of sometimes can work against you. And that's not what it is that, that your guides want you to do. They want you to shine because you're absolutely brilliant. And you are here to bring in new ideas into this lifetime and integrate them into the world. So let's see what we hear. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. Yeah, I feel as though there is there's sort of a misstep, maybe is the word that I'm getting, between the feeling sense and your sort of the practicality or the brilliance of your mind. There is something that sometimes gets lost in translation, either physically when you're speaking to somebody, or when you're trying to communicate with yourself, or when you're trying to communicate with others. Let's get one other here. And that, of course, drives you into more isolation. I believe I'm worthy of feeling good. Yes, that's the other thing, too. There is within you, I could feel this sort of from the very first card, there is a feeling of unworthiness. Now, there is a train of thought here, so bear with me. One of the reasons why you feel unworthy is because the way in which you're working within the world, there's a sort of a circular affair here with the isolation and shutting down. And when you're not manifesting exactly what you want, you feel stuck. And then you feel as though you feel unworthy because you question the universe and wonder if you're not being sort of bestowed upon in the way that you want to be because you're not worthy of it. And it's just in the way that you're sort of manifesting. It's the way in which you're moving forward. There's nothing intrinsically wrong at all with any of what you want and who you are. Again, you have a brilliant mind. You're here to bring in bright new ideas and integrate them in many different facets and many different ways in this lifetime. And I think you understand that. you're definitely the sort of person that if if you choose one thing, you're going to bring in many different facets of sort of other other modes of thinking into that one thing and sort of move forward. So in that way, you're sort of a trailblazer. And that can also make you feel very lonely too, because there's an essence of no one's quite doing what you're doing. And again, that's brilliant. But this isolation and this need to do things on your own by shutting out or is actually shutting down. And then again with these cycles of not things not moving in the way or not moving as quickly as you want to, there's a slight impatience there. And not seeing the results that you want, then you're questioning your worthiness, and it's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. There is a part of you, and we're just going to do a little real talk here, Aquarius. There is a part of you that almost wants to punish yourself for not stepping up before, for not actually moving through and stepping into your power earlier. And it's a subconscious thought, but I think for most of you, it's kind of a conscious thought. There's almost this torture of going round and round and round, not getting what you want, but shutting down and trying to isolate yourself in order to heal in the way that you want. But then the isolation makes you want home more, makes you want connection more, makes you want your soul family more. And the brilliance that you feel about yourself, you do feel as though you're brilliant in some ways, but that understanding of self really gets lost in the translation of your life. And when you're not seeing the physical results of that, you get even more confused, and then you get even more down on yourself. So I feel as though you are guided. I mean, obviously you have very, very strong guides, but I feel as though you purposely shut them down sometimes, because it's almost this idea of, I need to do this alone. I'm going to do this on my own. Now, again, real talk here, Aquarius, it's coming up, and this is a general reading. Please do not take this offense. But for some of you, there's a little bit of a victim mentality too. And it's easy to get into that, very easy, because so much has happened to you and you've been in the cycle for so long and you're not seeing results. And sometimes the muddiness of everything that's going on, it's perfectly plausible to step into, this is constantly happening to me. Why is this happening to me? It's all happening to me. And what's happening is that the way in which you gain your power back, of course, is to claim complete responsibility for every aspect of your life, which you do in many ways. But the fundamental way is to go in and really take responsibility for absolutely everything. And I think to make peace with your past is a big thing. So you can pull out of this victim mentality of this is not working. It's very low frequency, and it keeps you in this hold of less power than you really, really have. You have an intense amount of power in every situation and in and around people that I don't know if you're fully aware of. When you walk into a room, people definitely notice, but I don't know if you notice that as much as you think, as much as you should notice that. Let's just do, also we have the goddess tarot here. I want to go ahead and pull a few more for you and get you some practical tips to moving on. The victim mentality is a tough mentality, because with everything that you've been through, you have every right to feel that way. And you have been made to be dumbed down. You haven't been seen for who you are. You have every right to stay there, but it really is not going to move you forward. And I think on many levels you understand that. And it's been a cycle. And I think, approaching things from what I would say is I'm getting this sort of vision of you grabbing things from the external, from the outside world, and pulling them into your isolation and seeing how that works. If it integrates into your system, then that's great. And then you're moving forward again, one step at a time. That will give you faith. You've been shut down for quite a long time. So this is not going to be, it can be an overnight thing, but it means that you need to move beyond all of the labels that you've given yourself, which, by the way, you gave yourself out of protection. So you absolutely needed them at the time. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Doing what it is that you want to do. This one's calling to me too. Oh, the Star. They're really, and I'm going to do one more here too, Aquarius. They're really, yeah. So seeing things clearly for you is something that you can do. I feel as though you have a very specific mind. The way in which you use your mind, you actually do see things completely objectively. And then what you do is that when it comes to you, everything becomes very subjective, of course, but it's almost like you lose sight of that objectivity. And the Seven of Pentacles, there are reversed. There are so many things that you want to do. And one of the things that you have here is that choosing just one is very difficult for you. And again, the message is you're not supposed to choose one, and you're well aware that this is how you do anyway. If you choose one thing and you pull in everything that you are and all your different existences and all your different modes of knowledge, and they are vast and plentiful, then moving forward in that way brings in everything. Again, you're supposed to be a trailblazer. I feel as though the things that you have focused on before are very, very specific, and then you almost get bored and shirk it off. They're not challenging enough for you. In many ways, you've isolated yourself in such a way, honestly, Aquarius, that you don't find your life challenging in the way that's you find your life challenging in some ways that's detrimental, but you don't find yourself challenged to the point where you're rising up and becoming the person that you want to be. So there might be some bleak moments here, Aquarius, but you are absolutely here, again, to be a trailblazer. You're absolutely here to see things very, very differently. And this sometimes, again, goes against you because nobody really sees things the way that you do. You point things out. And you're definitely a healer. You can point things out in other people's lives that people did not get. The way in which you communicate and articulate yourself is very original too. You get to the heart of the matter very, very quickly. When it comes to you, the subjectivity, you don't always do that because you're still in the mode of protecting yourself with the victim side of it too. But you also understand that the victim mentality has come from a place of needing to stay somewhere to understand the hurt. So you're staying in this sort of low vibration in order to sort of understand why somebody did this to you, why this was done. And, your message here is that to reach out and work with your guides in a way that delivers the faith that you are owed. And yeah, we can say this. You are owed this. You are owed the support that you so desperately want. And it's right there for you. Absolutely right there for you. The unworthiness that comes in every now and again, or is at a low frequency all the time, is something that has just appeared, or not just appeared, that's something that's always been there, but it's because of the lack of connection. And you yourself are isolating yourself. So coming back into understanding who you are, how you articulate, really stepping into your power and doing things on your own terms. And again, the idea of trying to fit into certain situations just because you need this, you need the money, or you need this, or you need that. Just switching. No one's saying, change your life completely overnight. Again, this is baby steps. This is not what anybody's asking you to do. One step at a time. But what you can do, Aquarius, is that you can come in with the mentality of others and situations need to work around me. Step into that power, step into that authority that at some point you compromised yourself and you no longer need to do that. When you walk into a room, you're so empathic, you pick up everything like a sponge, and then your frequency lowers in order to work within that space. So the last message that I'm getting, Aquarius, is that you step into your power, ground into everything and everyone that you have been. You've been several people in this lifetime. And I feel as though you're a chameleon. You step into several different versions of yourself just to sort of survive. So coming out of survival to thriving, when you walk into a room, you step into your power, and then energy is energy. And this you understand more than any other sign, I would say. Everybody needs to step to your drumbeat from now on in. So I feel as though you've been making a concerted effort over years in order to do this. You come from the stars. You are the stars. You are a star seed. Most of you who are here are star seeds. There is a lot for you to do in this lifetime, and you have more than enough time to do it. Some of you may be a late bloomer, but I promise you, when you get out and start doing that, everything that you've ever been through will be integrated into that experience, and you will rise like that phoenix and have that moment of glory that you absolutely and so deserve. All right, Aquarius, that is your reading. I hope it resonated. Do let me know down below in the comments. And until we meet again, take care and bye-bye.